This is going to be the second wrist-free yoga sequence on this channel. Today we're going to go ahead and get started in a child's pose. So come to your mat with your toes touching, knees as wide as your mat, and walk the fingertips out long in front of you. Forehead presses down into the mat. Take a full inhale and a full exhale. Begin to settle down into your practice breath. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Again, inhale, fill up. Exhale, ground down into the mat. One more, inhale, fill up. And exhale, release. Begin to walk your hands over to the right side of your mat, planting your left hand on top of your right. Find a deep stretch in the outside of the left shoulder. For a full inhale and a full exhale. Then go ahead and walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. Right hand plants on top of left. Find a full inhale and a full exhale. Then go ahead and walk back to center. Press up through a tabletop position and come to lying on your belly. We're going to spread our right arm out on a slight diagonal. Our left hand is going to plant under our left shoulder. And we're gently going to press our way open onto our right side. You can deepen this stretch by planting the left foot. This is an 8-point shoulder opener. Should feel a deep stretch in your right shoulder. And when you're ready, exhale to come out, come back to center, and we'll set up for the other side. This time, left arm is straight on a slight diagonal. Right hand is planted directly under right shoulder. And then begin to turn onto your left side. Again, if you need to deepen this stretch, you can plant your right foot on the mat. Full inhale. Full exhale. And come back to center. We're going to find our blocks here and plant them directly under where your hands would go in a tabletop position. And then keeping your hips above your knees, we're going to come into a puppy stretch with our elbows on those blocks. So first stretch the hands out long in front. Set up your puppy pose with hips directly over knees. You can place your chin on the mat for a deeper stretch or place your forehead on the mat between those blocks. Then as you're ready, begin to bend into the elbows, clasping the hands beyond the head, or maybe pressing the palms together in prayer. Find a stretch in the back of the arms. Drop the chest down into the mat. Lift the hips high. Keep breathing. And then on your next inhale, make your way up to a seated pose. Soles of the feet touch here in Baddha Konasana, a butterfly pose. You can sit on a block if you'd like to, or you can just sit on the mat. We're going to do some cat and cows in this seated pose. So bring the hands to the front of the shins here and use that as leverage to pull you through your cat and cow. Inhale, lift the chest, arch through the back, cow pose. And then exhale, round and curl the spine. Find your cat pose. Inhale, cow pose. Chest lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, cat pose, navel in and up. Again, inhale, find your cow spine. Exhale, find cat. We're going to add on here. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, forward fold, clasp onto the feet or toes, forehead to feet. Inhale, look up halfway, bring your chin toward your toes. And then exhale, fold, forehead to shin. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, fold, clasp the feet or big toes, forehead to feet. Inhale, halfway lift, chin to big toes. Exhale, fold, forehead to feet. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, catch the feet or big toes and fold, forehead to feet. Inhale, halfway lift, chin to big toes. Exhale, fold, forehead to toes. Inhale, arms rise overhead. And then exhale the hands by your side. We're going to do a modified sun salutation B here, kneeling on our mats. So you can go ahead and come to a kneeling position, either sitting on your heels or you can place a block between your feet. We're going to start with a few modified cat-cows again. So go ahead and bring the hands to the top of the thighs here. We're going to inhale to find that cow spine, lift the chest high. And then exhale, find your cat spine, navel in and up. Again, inhale, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. One more. Inhale, cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. This time, inhale, arms rise overhead. Come to standing on your knees. Lift the hips. Then as you exhale, bring the hands behind the base of the neck and fold forehead forward, forehead to knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring the hands down to the knees. Find your cow spine. Exhale, find cat spine. Inhale, arms overhead, standing on your knees. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to step our right foot forward in front of our left knee here, coming into our kneeling crescent lunge. And then when you're ready on an inhale, tuck the left toes and come to your high crescent lunge. Inhale to the top, arms rise overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center, drop to the left knee, find kneeling crescent. Then we'll switch it out. Step the right knee back to meet the left. Left foot forward, find your kneeling crescent pose on the other side. And as you're ready, tuck your right toes, inhale up, find high crescent, arms rise. Exhale, hands to heart, step the left knee back to meet the right, standing on your knees. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands behind the base of the head, forward fold, forehead to knees. Inhale, hands to thighs, find your cow spine. Exhale, find your cat spine. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands behind the neck, forward fold, forehead to thighs. Inhale, hands to thighs, find cow spine. Exhale, find cat. Inhale up to standing on your knees, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Right foot forward here. We're coming into our kneeling crescent lunge. Prepare to tuck the left toes under. Then on an inhale, lift up to your high crescent lunge. Arms go overhead. Exhale, drop the left knee, drop the hands to heart center, and step the right knee back to meet the left. Switch it out for the other side. Left foot forward, find your kneeling crescent lunge. Then prepare to tuck the right toes. Inhale up to your high crescent, arms rise. As you exhale, drop back to your right knee. Step your left knee back to meet your right. Come to standing on your knees. Inhale, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands come behind the head, forward folds, forehead to knees. Inhale, hands to the tops of the thighs, find your cow spine. Exhale, find your cat spine. Inhale, come to standing on your knees, arms rise overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Right foot forward, find your kneeling crescent lunge, and inhale the arms overhead. We're staying here for 5. Make sure that left knee is far enough back that you can still keep your right knee over your right ankle. 4. Think about pressing the hips forward and up here. 3. Full audible breaths. 2. 1. For a balance challenge, keep your hands lifted, or you can bring them down to heart center as you tuck your left toes and make your way up to your high crescent lunge. For 5, think left hip forward, right hip back. 4, full audible breaths. 3, 2, 1. Keep the arms raised here. Go ahead and drop your back heel at a 45-degree angle. You may need to shorten your stance coming into Warrior 1. Hips stay square to the front of the mat here. For 5, find a grounding down in the knife side edge of your back foot. 4, really think of rotating the outer left thigh toward the front of the room. 3, keep breathing. 2, 1. Exhale the hands behind the back, catch opposite elbows, or maybe take reverse prayer. Straighten out your front leg. Inhale to puff up the chest. Exhale, fold forward with a flat spine. Stop before your front knee bends for intense side stretch. For 5, try to keep the left shoulder in line with the right. 4, think about peeling the elbows wide here. 3, gaze to big toe. 2, 1. Inhale to look up, halfway lengthen. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale your left arm out in front of you, thumb up. Exhale to maybe grab a block and plant it with your hand on the outside of your right foot. Spin open to the right for revolved triangle. Right arm goes to the sky here. For 5, try to keep both legs straight. 4, think about stacking shoulders as you peel open the chest. 3, gaze to your right thumb. 2, 1. Inhale, rise all the way up, open up to the side of the mat. Find star pose, arms wide, legs wide, toes face out. And then as you exhale, make your way to facing the back of your mat. Left knee bends, coming in to your high crescent lunge. Right heel is high. Hold here for 5. Think right hip forward, left hip back. 4, full audible breaths. 3, keep breathing. 2, think about engaging the right quad to straighten out that right leg. 1, exhale, keep the arms lifted, drop the back heel at a 45-degree angle, find your Warrior 1. For 5, ground down in the knife side edge of that back foot, really try to keep the right leg straight. 4, shoulders away from ears. 3, gaze to thumbs. 2, 1, exhale the hands behind the back, catch opposite elbows, or maybe take reverse prayer. Straighten out your front leg. Inhale to puff up the chest. Exhale, fold forward with a flat spine. For 5, keep breathing. 4, long spine here. 3, trust your feet. 2, 1, inhale to look up, halfway lengthen. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale your right arm out in front of you, thumb up. Exhale to plant that hand on the outside of your left foot, maybe onto a block, and spin open to the left, gaze to your left thumb. For 5, breathe full here. 4, this is a great IT band stretch. 3, think about moving your left hip toward the right. 2, 1. Listen carefully. Inhale all the way up. Find star pose. Face the side of your mat. Arms wide, legs wide. And then exhale down into your warrior 2. Right knee bends, left leg is straight. Your right foot is parallel to the long edge of your mat. Your left foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. The heel of your right foot bisects the arch of your left foot. Peel the right knee open here, arms wide for 5. Breathe full. 4. When you peek down, you should see a slither of your right big toe. 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Extended side angle, right forearm to right thigh or right hand outside the right foot. Peel open for 5. Left arm comes overhead, gaze to your left thumb. 4. Think about rotating your left bicep in a counterclockwise position. 3. Peel the chest open. 2. 1. Inhale back up to warrior 2. Listen carefully here. Bring your hands to heart center and begin to sink your seat back toward the back of the mat as you drop your chest. Seat stays below your chest in this position. We're going to come down into Skandasana. Now, option to stay up high in a side lunge. Or if you'd like to go into the full position, continue to sink down until the outside of your right arm pushes against the inside of your right thigh. Use that leverage to push the leg open. You can keep your feet in warrior 2 position, both feels grounded. Or you can spin your left toes to the sky to deepen this stretch. Wherever you are, keep your right heel on the mat. Option here to sit on a block to relieve any pressure from the hips or knee. Further option to bring your hands to the mat, but keep the chest lifted. For the most challenging position, keep your hands at heart center. Wherever you are, check that your knee is tracking in the same direction as your right foot and hold for 5. Keep breathing here. 4. Full audible breaths. 3. Stay low in 2. 1. We're going to switch sides. You can use your hands to gently walk yourself to the left, or you can try to balance here as you switch over to the left side. Hold here for 5. Make sure your stance is correct. Your left heel stays grounded this time. Left knee and left foot in the same direction. Right foot is grounded or right toes are high. 3. Keep breathing. Press the left knee open. 2. 1. Inhale up to warrior 2 to the left. Left knee bends, right leg is straight. Peel the left knee open. Square up hips and shoulders to the side of the mat. Then send your gaze over your left middle finger for 5. Breathe full. 4. Full audible breaths. 3. 2. 1. Extended side angle, left forearm to left thigh or left hand outside the foot. Bring the right arm overhead for 5. This time think about opening up, twisting the right bicep in a clockwise direction to relieve any shoulder tension on the right. 4. Find a little bit of up dog behind the heart. 3. Full audible breaths. 2. and 1. Go ahead and inhale up to warrior 2. Exhale, hands to hips. Straighten out your left leg. Turn the toes in and the heels out. Inhale to puff up the chest. And then exhale for a wide leg forward fold. Hands can come between the feet, or you can grab onto your ankles or big toes to give yourself a little leverage. Hold for 5. Breathe full for 4. 3. 2. Think about lifting the hips higher. 1. Exhale, hands to mat if they're not already there. Inhale to look up, lengthen. And then as you exhale, walk your hands toward your right foot. Gently lower your left knee down onto the mat. And make sure that right ankle is directly under the right knee. Then lift on up to your kneeling crescent lunge on the right. For 5. Push down into the top of the left foot to relieve any knee tension. 4. Think left hip forward, right hip back. 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. As you exhale, bring the hands to the mat and begin to rock your hips back until they're over your left knee. Then slide your right heel forward for your half splits pose. Inhale to lift the chest, lengthen, and then exhale, draw the chest toward the right shin. Option for blocks under hands. If you're working on full splits, option to go there now for 5. Breathe full. 4. Find length. 3. Maintain that gesture of left hip forward, right hip back. 2. If you're in full splits, come back to half splits. 1. Inhale to look up, lengthen. Then exhale, walk your hands to the left side of your mat, coming into gate pose here. Peek back and make sure that your left heel is directly behind your left knee as you face the long edge of your mat. Go ahead and bring your arms out like a T as you come to standing up on that knee. One long line between ear, shoulder, knee, and hip. And then we're going to fold over a side stretch toward our right heel. So inhale, lengthen up to the crown of the head toward the sky. And then exhale, reach the right fingertips toward the right ankle. Left arm can come overhead. Hold here for 3. For 2. Breathe full. 1. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, guide your left hand out on a diagonal beside your left knee. And go ahead and sweep the right arm overhead. Find a hip opener here for a gate pose variation. Just for 3. For 2. And 1. Go ahead and step your right knee beside your left knee. Make sure there's just a fist width of space between your knees. We're coming into camel pose or camel prep here. So go ahead and bring both hands to the low back. Squeeze the elbows tightly behind you. And as you inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, push the hips forward. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the hips forward. One more. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the hips forward. Gently release. Chest lifts first, then the head lifts. And release the hands. Go ahead and swivel yourself back to facing the front of your mat. And we'll step our left foot forward. Our right knee is bent behind us in our kneeling crescent lunge on the other side. Inhale the arms overhead. Think right hip forward, left hip back. We're holding for 10 this time. We've done high kneeling crescent on the right twice already. 9. Square up hips and shoulders. 8. Relax the shoulders down the back as you gaze up to the thumbs. 7. Find a lifting up and a pushing forward of the hips. 6. Full breaths. 5. Square up. 4. Option to find a mini back bend behind the heart. 3. Take tension out of the forehead and out of the neck. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale the hands to the mat. Rock the hips back until they're over the right knee. Then slide the left heel forward. Inhale to lift the chest, lengthen. Exhale, chest to left shin. Go ahead and bring your hands to blocks here if you need to for 5. If you'd like to go down into full splits. And if you did so on the other side, do so now. 4. Find length through the spine before you fold. 3. Think about stretching the muscles of the glutes as well as the hamstring. 2. If you're in full splits, come back up to half splits. 1. Inhale to look up, lengthen. Exhale, walk your hands toward the right side of your mat. Swivel that right heel directly behind the right knee. And then come to standing on your knees. Coming into gate pose here, arms come out wide like a T. Exhale to draw the left fingertips toward the left ankle. Sweep the right arm overhead for 5. Breathe into this side stretch. 4. Full audible breaths. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, draw the right hand out on a diagonal on the outside of the right knee. Sweep the left arm overhead. Find that left hip flexor stretch for 3. Breathe here. Open up through the chest. 2. 1. Go ahead and exhale the left knee beside the right knee. Bring the hands behind the low back. Squeeze the elbows together here. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the hips forward. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the hips forward. Last one, inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, push the hips forward. Option to stay here or to drop back into full camel pose. Hands come to the tops of the soles of the feet. If you're going into full camel, keep your hips above your knees, push the hips forward. Option to go for one hand and then the other. We'll just stay here for another 3. Chest lifts high. 2. Shape the spine. 1. Reverse the way you came. Hands come to the low back. Chest lifts, then the head lifts. And then go ahead and swivel yourself to face the top of the mat. We're going to come down onto our bellies here. So make your way all the way down onto your stomach with your hands directly under your shoulders. Little to no weight in those hands. We're protecting our wrists today. Inhale, squeeze the legs together, zip them up. Press all 10 toenails into the mat and lift the head, neck, and chest for baby cobra for 5. Think of lifting the collarbones toward the sky. 4. Remember to peel the shoulders open. Don't let them draw you down. 3. Maybe you can lift the quads off the mat while maintaining the press down through the tops of the feet. 2. 1. Exhale, release down. We're coming into Shalabhasana, locust pose. Option here to keep your arms planted beside you on the mat, palms face up. Or if you'd like to, and if it doesn't bother your wrists, you can clasp the fingers together behind the low back and squeeze the palms together here, really opening the shoulders. On your next inhale, lift the arms, legs, head, neck, and chest for 5. Breathe full. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Exhale, release. You're coming into Sphinx pose here. So go ahead and plant your forearms on the mat like a number 11. Elbows directly under shoulders. All 10 toenails push down into the mat. Legs squeeze together. Lift the chest high here. Just hold for 3. Collarbones reach toward the ceiling for 2. Try to maintain some abdominal engagement here, even though we are contracting the low back. 1. We're going to tuck our toes and lift our navel up high as we come into our forearm plank. So go ahead and lift the hips to shoulder height. Dome out in that space between the shoulder girdle. Keep your arms like a number 11. We're just going to hold for 3. Think about drawing the hip bone toward the lowest rib. So you're doming out through your middle. 2. Long spine here. 1. Stay lifted. Walk your toes in toward your face. Find your dolphin pose. Arms stay like a number 11. Head stays lifted. Think about squeezing the elbows together as you lift up through the tailbone, long spine. Maybe you can draw your chest toward your thighs. Maybe you can sink your heels down toward the mat. It's okay to have bent knees here. Lift the tailbone high and breathe into the stretch. Relax the neck. Just for 2. And 1. Exhale, lower the knees. Go ahead and come up to a seated position. We're coming into cow face pose here. So we're going to sit down on our seat and plant our right thigh on top of our left thigh. So your heels are wide here, your knees are stacked. If this is too much for you, option to come into a crisscross applesauce position. The right leg will be crossed in front of the left. And you're going to plant your right hand on the inner thigh of the right leg and then dip your left shoulder toward your left knee. You should feel a nice stretch in the outside part of that right leg and the right glute. If you're in that cow face pose, go ahead and walk your fingertips along behind you. Inhale the chest high and then exhale the chest toward the knees. That way you'll get that same stretch. Hold here for 5. Breathe full for 4. 3. 2. 1. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale, lift the chest. We're coming into a foothold here. Option to use your hands or to use a strap or a towel around the arch of that foot. If you're using a strap or a towel, you can grab both sides of that strap today. And inhale the chest high. Don't let yourself sink back here. If you've got a hold of that foot, go ahead and straighten that leg out. Really engaging through the top of the right quad to stretch the left hamstring. If this is too much, that's totally okay to bend into the right knee and just draw that right thigh toward the chest with a bent knee. If you are almost have a straight leg there, you can work on bringing a slight bend into the right knee and then as you exhale, straightening that knee out. We're going to hold for 5. Breathe full. 4. Find length in the spine and length in the leg. 3. Root down through both sit bones here. 2. and 1. Go ahead and plant the left palm on top of the right foot. If you've got a strap or towel, you can take that strap or towel with the left hand. And then sweep the right arm behind you. We're coming into a seated twist here. So gaze over that right shoulder and draw up tall through the crown of the head for 3. Think about drawing the right foot toward the left for 2. And 1. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, release the right thigh on top of the left. If you're in that crisscross applesauce position, go ahead and swap it out so that the left leg is in front of the right. If you're in cow face pose, listen carefully. Keep your feet in the same positions that they're in the same place on the mat. We're going to use our hands to guide us around in a circle behind us, and we'll end up with on the opposite side. So go ahead and lift on up and walk yourself around in a circle behind you. So walk your hands from your left hip to your right hip in a counterclockwise direction. You'll end up with your left thigh on top of your right. Once you're in that cow face pose with the left thigh on top, inhale the chest high, and then exhale the chest toward the knees, walking the fingertips behind you for 5. Breathe full. 4. Open up through both hips. If you've got that crisscross applesauce, remember the left hand comes to the top of the left thigh, right shoulder dips toward the right knee. 3. 2. 1. Inhale, head, neck, and chest lifts. Exhale, release the arms. Again, we're going to take that foothold. So take whatever variation you took on the other side. And inhale to lengthen the spine as you straighten out that leg for 5. Keep breathing. 4. Root down through both sit bones. 3. 2. 1. Go ahead and plant the right hand on top of the left foot, or take the strap or towel with that right hand and sweep the left arm behind you for a spinal twist for 3. Again, sit up tall here. Draw the left shoulder back as you draw the left foot toward the right. 2. Full breaths. And 1. Come back to center. Release the left leg. We're going to come into a straddle here. So go ahead and open the heels out wide, not to your edge, but wide enough that you still have some hip mobility. An option to bring 2 blocks here. You're going to inhale to sit up tall, and as you exhale, really flex through the feet and draw the pinky edges of your toes toward the mat. So open, heels in, toes out here. And so option to grab those blocks and place them on the mat in front of you. You can stack them on top of each other. You can bring one block to any height you like. And just think about drawing your forehead toward the block here as you gently walk forward to your forearms or to your whole torso if you've got that pancake pose. And hold here for 5. Breathe full. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhale to look up, lengthen. Exhale, release. Remove those blocks and go ahead and draw the heels together for a regular forward fold. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, fold for 5. 4. Keep breathing. 3. 2. And 1. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, release. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. You can place 1 or 2 blocks on top of your feet if you'd like to, or go for a regular Baddha Konasana, holding onto the feet or ankles or big toes. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale toward the feet, maybe planting your forehead on a block. For 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale to lengthen up, and then exhale, remove that block, slowly roll down onto your back. Settle in here. Bring one hand to your belly and the other to your heart. Close your eyes. We're going to do a pranayama breathing practice today. First, exhale all the air out of your lungs. Then inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4. Do your best. 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, relax 2, 1. Exhale 4, slowly 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, easy 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Full inhale, full exhale, full inhale, full exhale. Release the arms by your sides, release the legs long. Keep the eyes closed. Walk the shoulder blades underneath you. And just breathe for Savasana, final rest. I will lead you out. Slowly begin to bring movement back into fingers and toes. Maybe make circles with ankles and wrists. Reawaken the limbs. Reawaken the breath. And go ahead and inhale the arms overhead. Stretch them long to the wall behind you as you stretch your toes down long in front. Take an inhale here, and then exhale to your favorite side. The right side tends to be more restful, the left side more energizing. When you're ready, with as little effort as possible and eyes still closed, rock yourself up to a comfortable seat facing the front of the room. We bring our hands to heart center and draw the shoulders back down and away from the ears. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, release. We bring our thumbs to third eye center, our seat of intuition, and bow forward to say namaste.